Hi guys, so those awesome people over at Army Painter have just announced they got a lovely new set of war paints coming soon. And yeah, I've seen a few videos on it and obviously the coverage looks absolutely amazing. So with this in mind, I kind of think I need to get a wet palette. So well, that's exactly what I did. As I can't wait to get my hands on the Army Painter's new range of paints as well. I want to use them for sort of cell shading, which I've done a couple of times now, the old comic book style, really enjoyed it. And yeah, with these new war paints from Army Painter, I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot more cell shading, comic book style, Borderlands, what's it. So as you can see, obviously, yeah, nice lovely little wet palette here. But the thing is, obviously as well as having a wet palette, I do still need or still want to use my textured dry brush palette. So kind of thinking, why can't I have two in one? And as I'm never going to store paintbrushes in this, well, this paintbrush storage sort of area, yeah, this seems a perfect place to, well, to put and make a textured dry brush palette. So this is the one I've been using recently. Obviously it's got my lovely face on it. Yeah, nice and textured, nice and rough there, and does the job. But yeah, as I say, I kind of want the two-in-one. Just sounds really good. So I've got a whole variety of bits here. Some of these bits are 3D printed, some of them are sort of Games Workshop odds and ends. But generally it's all nice stuff that's got rough edges, well, or textured edges. And yeah, we just need to sort of glue this down in a haphazard manner. So these paintbrush bits, I could have left them in and just sort of put bits around them. But I thought I'd have a go and see just how well they kind of, well, pop off, come off, pull off. Yeah, so I could have tried to cut them. But I thought, no, I've got some pliers, let's give the pliers a go. As always, right job for the right tool and all that. But as you can see, it kind of worked and it didn't mess up the actual board itself, which is pretty good. So the bits I've got, obviously the main thing I need to make sure is none of them are going to be too high, because I want to make sure I can get the lid back on. Just to say, I want to keep this nice and self-contained, and yeah, it'll have the best of both worlds with the textured dry brush palette as well as, yeah, the wet palette. So I did make one of these some time ago. There's a video out there somewhere, guys, and yeah, it is simply a case of getting all your bits and bobs, your greeblies, your leftover bits, your broken bits, whatever it might be, and then gluing them down. I say my main thing when doing this was to make sure I didn't go too high, but other than that, it is just a case of, yeah, getting bits, slapping them down, higgledy-piggledy here and there. Obviously there are going to be lots of gaps in between bits and pieces, but don't worry, we've got a nice little a filler that we kind of do for that. But it is just a case of, yeah, trying to fill it up as much as you can, fill in all those little areas with, well, little bits and bobs. If you haven't seen or used a textured dry brush palette, the basic idea of this is when you sort of load up your brush to do some dry brushing, you wipe it on this first. That gets rid of obviously all the excess paint, so then your dry brush is, well, pretty much dry and ready to use for dry brushing. Funny enough, it kind of does what it says on the tin there. So yeah, loads of gaps all around the edges and good old little bit of sand here. As yeah, this will just fill in every little bit, because you kind of want this to be sort of relatively levelish, but obviously just full of texture. And well, for my sort of mind, it just makes things look neater when everything's sort of covered and there aren't just big gaps. So yeah, glue it all in, let it dry, and then shake the sucker off. Obviously it gets a little bit messy, but the end result, yeah, it's exactly what you want. It's a textured dry brush palette. I've painted mine with a matte black primer. Obviously you don't need to do this because, well, you're not really intending to paint this. Again, I've just done this because visually it looks nicer. And yeah, I am quite a visual guy. So yeah, I like things to look, well, just how I want them to look. So as you can see on this little bit, I have got a nice flat area. That was purposely put there just because it's easier then to put the paint on it, to load my brush up, to then obviously, well, get most of the paint off. I always think dry brushing is a bit weird because it's obviously a bit of a wastage situation. But the end result is, yeah, definitely worth it, as I do like dry brushing. So for my one, again, because I want it to look visually nice, I've gone over and just sort of dry brush painted the palette. Yeah, no real reason, don't ask me why, I just, yeah, wanted to and needed to. And there we go, yeah, one textured dry brush palette, which obviously fits nicely over my wet palette. And yeah, I just love the fact it's a 2-in-1, and then the lid, as I say, obviously still fits because, well, I made sure not to use any greebly bits that were too sort of high or too big. And there we go, yeah, I think this is an idea that Army Painter should possibly make, because yeah, so many people do dry brushing now. So I hope you like this idea, guys, as well. If I can get 1,000 likes on this video, then I'm going to give this away to someone who leaves a comment. So yeah, no special thing here. All you got to do is leave a comment down below and obviously share the video with as many people as you can. So once I hit 1,000 likes, then yeah, I'm going to pick someone at random and well, I'm going to contact them and they're going to win this. So it doesn't matter if you're in America, Canada, Australia, anywhere around the world. Yeah, I'll post this out to you guys. So hit that like button and get sharing. Okay guys, cheers for watching. There's another video on the screen. Give that a click, see more of what I do. Big shout out and thank you to all my lovely patrons and my monthly sponsors for keeping me in mince pies. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, as I do produce, well, quite a few videos every now and then. Okay guys, you all take care. See you in the next one. Bye now.